Welcome back to Literacy Thursday. Today we're going to tackle the body paragraphs and the conclusion. If you recall last week, we talked about the opinion essay and how it's going to be one question that requires your opinion, a topic that's current and familiar to teens. There's going to be 2 line pages that you are expected to fill. Here are some tips to tackle this long writing exercise. EQAO suggests a minimum of 3 paragraphs, but we suggest at least 4 paragraphs. You should use all or the majority of the space provided, and we highly suggest that you use the rough notes section to plan your response. This will keep your long writing piece organized and structured from start to finish. Last week, you worked on the rough notes section for the opinion essay. You wrote down your opinion on the topic and your 3 main points with the supporting details. If you recall last week, your intro paragraph consists of a couple of sentences. Your first sentence should state your opinion, and the second sentence should briefly state the 2 or 3 main points that you are going to discuss within the essay. Moving on to the body paragraphs. The number of points that you have will determine the number of body paragraphs. So if you had 3 main points, then you would have 3 body paragraphs. If you had 2, then you would have 2 body paragraphs. You should recall PPA, point proof analysis. This is a really good way to structure your paragraphs. So each of your body paragraphs should follow that PPA format, where you have the first sentence as your topic sentence that tells the reader what the paragraph is about, followed with detailed proof from your experience that supports your topic sentence, and then an expansion of your idea, so the analysis, where you explain how your proof helps develop your argument. It's kind of like a formula where you repeat this format for all of your main points. And last but not least, your conclusion. Your first sentence should restate your opinion, and then the following sentence should just restate the 2 or 3 main points of your opinion essay. Just to recap the overall structure of your opinion essay, you should have an intro paragraph where you have 1 sentence that states your opinion, and then another sentence that states the 3 main points of your opinion essay. You should then have 2 to 3 body paragraphs that follow the point proof analysis format for your main points. And then your concluding paragraph is where you would restate your opinion and then restate the 2 to 3 main points of your opinion essay. Now it's time to take out last week's worksheet. Hopefully you've completed the rough outline and your intro paragraph. Here is the second page that your teacher will be giving to you. That way you can complete the exercise that you started last week. Now it's time to practice. The question was, do students benefit from the 2-month summer break? What you're going to do now is pause the video and complete the body paragraphs and the conclusion. Once you're ready, just resume the video and I'm going to go through the marking scheme. Ready to learn about how you're going to be assessed? This is an example of an unsuccessful topic development score. Don't let that happy sun fool you. This student did have a response related to the prompt and they expressed their clear opinion, so that's really good. They did have the supporting details, so the main points listed. However, there wasn't detailed proof or an analysis for each of the points. And even though you can tell that there is some kind of evidence of organization where they state their main idea, followed by their main points, it doesn't really have that proper essay structure. So it's missing the intro paragraph, the body paragraphs, and the concluding paragraph. Because there isn't that much content, there's a lack of transition between the ideas and it's just too blunt. This here is an example of a successful topic development score. The student's response clearly relates to the prompt and expresses a clear opinion. Their opinion has supporting details, so they have all of the main points listed and broken up within each of the paragraphs. There is a detailed proof and analysis, so it follows the PPA format. There is evidence of organization, so it does follow that essay structure. And lastly, there is a good transition between the ideas because it's long enough that they're able to explain all of their main points and support their argument. The second thing that the opinion essay assesses you on would be conventions. This here is an example of an unsuccessful convention score. There are errors that distract from communication because there are a lot of different sentence fragments, run-on sentences, incorrect verb tenses, punctuation errors, erratic capitalization, and some missing words. Based on these errors, there isn't much control that's evident within this writing piece. This here is an example of a successful convention score. They're consistent with their punctuation, and they use commas, apostrophes, dashes, question marks, and exclamation points properly. They have some few missing commas, and an incorrect verb with a little bit of misspellings and inaccurate contractions, but they do not undermine the overall control of conventions in this writing piece. In the package that you received today, there is an extra practice question. You can tackle this on your own time. Make sure you create a rough outline first, and don't forget to follow the PPA formatting for your body paragraphs. And if you want even more practice, these were the sample questions that I had shown you from last week. Until next week!